Hey, what's up, YouTube? Well, I was just watching the Fetterman and Ahmed Oz debate over for the Senate seat in Pennsylvania. There are several things that I gotta say about that. Oz sounds more like a Democrat than he does a Republican. I mean, he does have his good points. I gotta give him that. But will he live up to the expectation? Because I do like some of his points. But can he live up to it? Fetterman, I don't know if it was a stroke or whatever the case may be, but he's not up to par. I don't see him as a senator. They asked him a question, which I found, when he said in 2018 that he said they quoted him that he said he didn't like fracking. He doesn't support fracking. Now he says he supports fracking, and when they asked him, he said I support fracking. So he evaded the question. Then when they asked him again, but that doesn't answer the question. He evaded that question. It is hard to see someone who has a stroke because he has to read out of a ton of problems, out of a computer screen. And I'm not knocking out for that because everyone has his own thing. But he didn't answer his questions the way I thought he was going to, and it wasn't coherently good. He just didn't put anything on the table as to where Oz did. He wants more $15. He wants more than $15 an hour in wages. He wants clean energy. He wants more renewable energy. The only thing is that he wants natural gas. He pressed on the pipeline, which anyone that knows the pipeline, that wasn't meant for us anyway, and we wasn't gonna gain nothing from the pipeline when President Joe Biden stopped it. You don't have to believe me. You can do the research and you can see what little jobs it was going to be producing to us and where that liquid was going to be distributed to, which was going to Asia. Donald Trump talked about things made in America, bringing back manufacturing jobs, which he never did. There more jobs left. Joe Biden has talked about the same thing, and that's one of my main concerns: is who's going to bring back jobs to America? When am I going to see a freaking shirt that I wear that's made in the USA? Anything that's not done here is done in China, or it's done in Pakistan, it's done in India. But you don't see nothing. You can't manufacture a shirt here because it costs too much. So you're going to go to China where they pay these guys $2 a day or if that to make your stuff. That's why China's competitive. When are we going to bring back made in America? When are people going to start buying stuff from us? It's like, I give you an example, it's like Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has an abundance of fruit. Puerto Rico has an abundance of vegetables, an abundance of cows that produces milk. It produces eggs, it produces everything, and yet they import more than they export. The local eggs, the local dairy products, all that is more expensive in Puerto Rico than it is, locally than it is from the export. Why is that? Should it be cheaper? But I understand that it's going to cost a little bit more because the electricity in Puerto Rico is higher. By kilowatts, it's higher in Puerto Rico than in any other 50 states. So I understand that part. But you got the tools, so everything should be made in Puerto Rico should be cheap, so people can enjoy the product of Puerto Rico. And farmers can live, and other people, agriculturists can live. And they don't have to depend on outside government. You know, the one thing that a lot of these both Republicans and Democrats have failed to address is crime. They like to blame each color. Oh, crime here, crime there. And if you look statistically, there's high crime rate in red states than there in blue states. I don't want to get involved in that. I want to get. How are we going to try to bring crime down? We can't do it by putting adding more years into law, because, to be honest with you, adding more years into a law or to a sentence is not going to really stop a person from doing what they're going to do. They're not. The way to combat crime is when you should make marijuana legal. That cuts down the middleman. Right? All these people that are in jail for marijuana offenses, I don't care if it was 20 years ago, they should be let go. Should be let go. All these people that are going into jail should be taught a trade. So when they come out of jail, they got something to do. They got something to look forward to, and not have this recidivism that keeps going. You keep going in jail one day, and 2 days later you come back in because you got nothing for you outside. You go back to the way you were. That's how you are addressing crime. Not by saying, it's very rare that you see them talk about a true crime bill. You can see Donald Trump said that he did a crime bill. Yeah, he did a crime bill, but that only helps federal inmates. Doesn't help state inmates. It doesn't. Doesn't do anything for the state inmates. So what are we doing with crime? With crime, okay. Everything is immigration or inflation, blah blah. People. The other day, just yesterday, I was watching how Kathy Porter was asking the question in the Senate, why is inflation high? And the economic gentleman says it's because manufacturers, it's something I forgot, but it's these big companies that are causing inflation to go up. Whether it's here or around the world, is all these corporations. They're the ones who are responsible for the inflation, that we have globally. Now, if you tell me the United States is the only one that has an inflation, then that's something different. And you know what? Then Congress has something to do with it. Congress should get involved in blah blah blah. But it's not. It's worldwide. So if you, as a voter, you say to yourself, well, this inflation is Joe Biden's fault. No, it's not Joe Biden's fault. If you're going to vote against Joe Biden because of inflation, then you don't know how to vote. Then you shouldn't even vote. If you're going to vote for Joe Biden because gas prices are up, then you shouldn't vote. You shouldn't even have a right to vote, because when you vote, you should do your due diligence on that person. Who are you voting for? Don't let nobody else tell you, oh, this is what this person did, this is what this person did. Look at what this person, look it up, Google it. Look at what this person in your state voted for and the things that he or she voted against. Those are things, maybe that there are things there that they voted against that could have helped you. But they're not going to tell you that. They fight about inflation. That's not the president's fault. He's trying to do the best he can. All president does. Even if it was President Trump, he would have done his best he could to get out of inflation. No one wants to pay more. But this is not the first inflation we've been through. We've been through other inflation. And we always have come on top at the end of the day. But these big corporations are making this inflation. Go talk to them. Do you think that the Senate's going to say no to any of these? No, because they got stocks with these companies. They're not going to go broke. We are. They won't. But they're not. So He didn't sound me convincing. And the only thing that, that Oz is, he looks more Democrat, he talks more Democrat than he does Republican, from what I see him speak. Now, if it wasn't because of Trump backing him up, then maybe if I lived in Pennsylvania, if I had a choice of the two, then I would vote for Oz.